What's up everyone, welcome back to Valvetronic Designs. To my left here, the newest generation of Valvetronic Designs 992 Carrera and turbo exhaust systems. Whether you have a 3-liter car or a 3.8-liter twin turbocharged 911, this exhaust configuration is designed to give you as much of that GT3 style experience as we can engineer in. The setup is comprised of the rear section. It can be optioned with a free flow race option as well if you want to have a bunch more volume. But the objective with this configuration is to accentuate that exotic sound as much as possible. System travels all the way back unrestricted when the valves are opened. It goes into the X-pipe. You can see the way the X-pipe is constructed, there's a ton of crossover to really get as much scavenging as possible so you get that motorsport exotic sound. System travels unrestricted all the way out. This configuration is also offered with an OEM style exhaust valve configuration. Plug it into the car, put your Porsche motors on the car, maybe even run a keys valve controller or similar so you can have those valves open all the time. But you can still control the valves inside the car, Sport and Sport Plus with the Sport Response, and of course the exhaust button. This is gonna be a 2-part video series. This is gonna be part number 2. We're just doing the rear section, but in another part of this video, we're gonna put some downpipes on the car as well to really showcase how good this configuration can sound with some free flow components. But if you wanted to remain EPA compliant and everything, this rear section is a great way to go. You get huge flexibility, and with the OEM valve actuators, you click that car into Sport Plus and it really cranks up the experience. No other wiring or anything necessary with this setup. Gonna do a startup, some revs, flybys, launch control, GoPro on the rear bumper, and of course we're gonna tie it all together, put you guys seated passenger with me, so you guys can know how good your 992, either Carrera, Carrera S, Targa, Targa 4S, or 911 Turbo is gonna sound with the Valvetronic Design setup. I'm stoked. I love these cars. In terms of the 992 configuration, we all know they're very lackluster with the sound, but with the Valvetronic full titanium exhaust system, we crank it up. Let's get to it. 992. Guys, we know coming from the Porsche 991 in the early generations, this car did lose some soul and some excitement when the turbocharged platform was introduced, especially with 991.2. Those cars were a little bit more raucous from the factory than this. The 992s are very, very reserved, but now with the Valvetronic system, it's a lot more engaging inside the car. If we're just driving in the normal mode, you literally would never have any idea this car has an exhaust system, but we've worked really hard to try to engineer in as much exotic sound as possible. Ultimately, having the car be loud is fine, but we really want to tune the sound so we get that motorsport, exotic, engaging flavor. Because quite frankly, dynamically, this car is extremely potent and very, very engaging as a driver's car, but it leaves a lot to be desired in terms of the sound. So in the normal mode, again, you'd never know the car is modified, which is the way we like to do it. And as we get out onto the road here, valves closed. Again, never know that this car is modified. Even on throttle, 2,000 RPM, no drone, no resonance, no boominess in the cabin. It is the setup for the moment. It is truly designed to be the best experience with no compromises. But one click of the dial, the sports exhaust is now open, and you get the overrun cracks, which are really, really nice. Listen to on throttle here. I'm like 25% throttle. If I go full throttle, listen to the blare. It's a much more engaging sound characteristic than factory because the factory exhaust doesn't have an X-pipe. Also, too, this car, before putting this exhaust, had a Soul Performance rear section, which is a really, really nice system. But the customer wanted to try something new, wanted to do an exotic material, and we find as good as a stainless steel configuration is for the car, when you do a titanium configuration, it really helps accentuate those different frequencies. There are tons of companies that make some incredible products for this car, and that challenge us to build the best system in the world. But if you listen, this car has stock downpipes. No tune, no check engine lights, nothing, just this exhaust. You get like that GT3 almost like mid-range, and this car is not that loud. It really helps dial in the driving experience with this configuration. I'm gonna stop talking now. Just sit back, relax, and enjoy to what we believe is the best sounding 992 turbocharged car out there. Overrun crack's really nice. It's so much more interesting. So much more exciting than it was before. Driving this car with the factory exhaust, this thing really is a vacuum cleaner. Oh look, M2! You want an exhaust? A lot of cracks. As a GT3 RS owner, I got into this car this morning and was like, I didn't really enjoy it. But now with this exhaust setup, it doesn't have the same drama, obviously, but it's a different experience. But with this exhaust, it's so much more interesting and lively here in the car, which is, anybody can make the car loud outside, but in the car where you are as the driver, you're paying $5 grand for this exhaust. You want to get the experience inside the car. It's really, really nice and dialed. I'm very happy with the way this thing sounds, like really. And we'll maybe do some free flow components on it. Just impressed at how much this changed the way the car sounds throughout the rev range. It's so much more musical. everyone, is the Porsche 992 exhaust system, brought to you guys to really increase the engagement of what is, quite frankly, a very spectacular vehicle. If you're looking to get your 992 to sound much better than it already does, check us out at Valvetronic.com. The product here is something that really cranks up the experience, and at Valvetronic Designs, the stock exhaust configuration or other aftermarket configurations are just not the best way to go. This is a dream car for a lot of people. The 992 generation really pushes the game on in terms of dynamics, and we push the game on in terms of sound. Additionally as well, we're here to help you. If you have any questions, please reach out to us either via phone on our website or via email or via our live chat option on the website. Our goal is to deliver the best exhaust system and experience for you no matter what the vehicle is. If you're fortunate enough to have a 992 like this, we crank up the experience, or if you have a BMW like this, a Focus ST, an E46 M3, whatever the vehicle is, Valvetronic Designs is here to crank up your experience. We'll catch you guys in the next one.